So I've got this Node program called sysdate.js, which shows the current date and time. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to be able to call it just using sysdate like that. Now the easiest way I think to do that is to use the npm link command. What the npm link command does is it takes a Node package that's local in your system and installs it globally throughout your system. To do that, I need to turn this simple script into a package, and the first step to that is making sure it exists in its own directory, and it does. And the next step, well, the easiest way to go through the next steps is to go ahead and try to link it, and then walk through the errors. In this case, it says that couldn't find this file, package.json, which is this descriptor file that all Node packages need. So let's create it. Alright, let's just try to link it again. Now I get a different error that says failed to parse JSON because the descriptor file is expected to be in JSON format. Let's just give it an empty object for now. Try it again. It says no name field. If you're creating a package, you of course want to give it a name. So I'll name mine sysdate. And now it says no version. So version is also required. Let's do that. Okay, that's all it needs. So it's taken this local package and installed it globally on my machine. But the problem is, even if I type in sysdate now, I still get this error that says no such file or directory. And that's because although I've installed the package, I haven't exposed any scripts as command line programs. The way I do that is I go back into the package descriptor and I define this bin object. What the bin object is a mapping between the name of the command that you want to use and the script that's used to run it, or the script that's called when you type that command in. Okay. So now let's link it again. Now when I type in sysdate, I don't get that same error that says no such file directory. I get a different error that says there was a problem in my script. The reason it says there's a problem in the script is this is a Node script, but as far as the operating system is concerned, it's trying to run it as a shell script because I haven't told it what script interpreter to use. To do that, you have to use a shebang like that, and then give the location of the script interpreter to it, which is, let's find out. In my system, it's user local bin node. Let's copy that. So there we go. That should work now. And it does. So there you go. That's how to expose a script as a command line program. But let's take it one step farther. Let's say that you think that a lot of people are going to want to use the sysdate thing. You want to share it on npm on the npm repository. Well, to prepare for that, there are a couple changes I would make. The first change is right here where I specified the interpreter. Not everybody installs Node in the same place, and in order to get around that, what people do is instead of using the program directly, they use this env program, env. What this is it's a program that calls another program. In this case, I want it to call Node, and it calls it passing in some optional environment variables you might want to set for it. You might want to set while this thing is being run. In this case, it's optional. I'm going to leave it out. It's a little hack you can read about online somewhere. So let me just check that still works. And it does. And the second thing I want to do is in the descriptor, I want to set this prefer global flag to true. And that's just an indication that there are some scripts exposed as command line programs, and we'd prefer that this thing be installed globally so that you can use them. Once that's done, we're ready to publish. And to publish, you just have to be in the directory and type in npm publish, But before that, if this is the first time you've ever done it, if you've never used npm publish before, you'd want to do npm add user, which lets you register a new username, password, and email address with the repository so that you can upload, so that you can publish as many packages as you want. I've already done that, so just type in npm publish, and now it's up there in the interweb. So right now, let's say I want to test it out. The first thing I do is let me unlink my local package. That looks like that. So when I type in sysdate, it doesn't work anymore. Now I'm going to install it globally from the repository in the cloud. And then press sysdate again. Bam, it works. All right. In this case, really, I don't think that the whole world's going to be wanting to use my program. I'm going to delete it from the repository. And if you're just screwing around, I suggest you do the same. npm unpublish is what's used to do that. Now, if you try that, it'll give you a warning that says you have to use this force flag in order to really unpublish, just to make sure you know what you're doing, or make sure that that's what you really want to do. So let's do that. Now you can see if I try to install it, I should get an error that says it doesn't exist, and I do. Alright, I hope that's helpful for everyone.